guys? Welcome to another episode of Honda Street Garage. It's super cold out today, as I'm sure many of you are. It's below freezing and whatnot, but even here in South Carolina it's still pretty cold, but not as cold as some of you out there. So stay warm. Today we're not doing a whole lot. We're just kind of breaking down the B20, kind of getting it ready for when we pull the GSR engine out, and then we'll tear that down. So not a whole lot going on today, but I'm just going to start tearing the B20 down. Okay, so I got a bucket to throw all my extra parts and bolts and stuff in. So I'll make it too messy. First, take this little intake off. Doesn't exactly fit. Go ahead. Skim that smoke wagon and see what happens. Pull the wires off. Alright, so now that I got everything off the front of the engine, now I'm gonna take all the stuff off the back, the intake manifold and everything. A lot of 12mm bolts. Remember to save all your bolts somewhere. Skim that smoke wagon and see what happens. This over here. Damn, that's your screw. Try to hang it down there. More 12mm bolts. Intake manifold. Go ahead, screw it. Now, to get this intake manifold off, there's 3 more bolts that are kind of hidden down in there on the front of this. So I'm going to go ahead and take the fuel rail off to get to them. So a couple 10mm. Damn right you're scared. Only 2 10mm bolts to get this off. plugged in. Alright.
I can see that.
Cut that off. Try not to destroy your hands while you're doing this. More. Alright. Double check, see if anything else is connected. Oh, seems pretty free and clear. There's one last little hose connected to it.
Skin that smoke wagon and see what happens.
Now this manifold should come off. There we go. Couple whacks, and here she goes. Okay, so now we have our motor. Both intake manifolds taken off. So now we need to get the head off. To do that, we're going to take all these timing covers off, the valve cover off.
Damn right. I can see that in your heart. Go ahead.
Okay. Now our valve cover should almost be ready to come off.
Skin that smoke wagon and see what happens.
Get our PCB cover off. Hang.
Damn right she was scared.
Good seal. Couple knocks here and there. And got our valve cover off. See, pretty clean, low mileage engine. So now, just have to get all these timing covers and everything off. Break this down.
Damn right she was scared. I can see that in your eyes.
So the first timing belt cover half, it's just 2 bolts. Pop off. All right. Now, I have another little issue here. Need to get this alternator belt off. Now we need to get this alternator belt off. 14 on the bottom. And the alternator should, there you go, come right off, just like that. Now we have to pray to God. Now we have to pray to God we can get this thing off. I doubt it will. You're gonna need a bigger gun for that. For now, we're going to wait on this because we can go ahead and get the head off without taking that off. We're just going to pull all this timing belt stuff out of the way. So what we're going to do here is pull this little tab right here. And that will expose our timing belt tensioner bolt, which is a 14 millimeter. Gonna loosen that guy, and that will give us a loose timing belt that we can go ahead and pull off of the cams. There we go. So now that we have that, there's a few 10 millimeter bolts back here. Need to pop off for the timing cover so that when we take the head off, it doesn't get caught up. So now we're going to go ahead and loosen all these camshaft. You have to get these off to expose all the head bolts. So one of the things we have to do is remove all these bolts. The inside is that size, the outside is the short one. So we're going to set all these bolts down. Now some people like to hit these with a hammer. Some people like to do it a different way. I usually just like to take a little screwdriver, kind of wiggle them back and forth.
Damn right you're scared.
Now I most likely will not be reusing this head, so I'm not really too worried about it. Let's hope it doesn't turn out like the last B20 VTech video we did. This time we're going to be successful. You gotta stay positive, you know? When things go wrong and you know, life gets you down and things don't go the way you thought, you gotta stay positive, you know? You gotta stay positive. Now we can take the camshafts, lift them out. That's a big boy gun. There we go. Amen, sister. So I got the crank pulley bolt off. I got all the head bolts out except one. And it's kind of starting to be a little weird, so I'm going to stop messing with it till I get more tools. Okay, I finally got all the head bolts out of the engine. I had a problem. I kind of, I don't know if you can see this, but I kind of rounded this head bolt off a little bit. Kind of rounded the head bolt off with the impact gun because I kind of let it bounce too much and sort of stripped it, which was not good, which is not a smart idea. So don't do that. But luckily I got this grip kit, Irwin bolt grip, you know, for rounded bolts and things like that. It worked for me. Thank goodness, because it would have been a big problem if I couldn't get the head bolt out. Okay. Go ahead and pull this head off. So here's our block. Everything looks pretty good. Has PHK pistons. So it's definitely high compression. And everything looks good. Cylinder walls look good. So everything does look good. We'll get more into that a little bit later. Make it a little more light. So this is our B20 block. This is pretty much all that's going to be done today. Hopefully the next video will be me taking this head off, probably take it to a machine shop, and you know, keep moving forward. So thanks for watching, thanks for all the support. Click subscribe and stay tuned.